Я, честно сказать, для вот своего имени, для наследия выбрал бы Моралеса. Почему? Потому что он сейчас непобежденный. Если завтра выиграешь Иана Герри, будет говорить, его Шавкат побеждал там несколько боев назад. И, я согласен, что они оба...
Do you think that getting this fight against Islam Makhachev, do you think you've helped to make that happen, aside from just being a great fighter?
While my performance inside the cage without a doubt secured this opportunity, I cannot deny that my social media reach played a significant role in making it happen. I bring the supporters along with me on this journey, because my record speaks for itself. Defeating a former champion was no easy feat, yet my prize for taking down a top competitor is facing a fighter I previously conquered on short notice. It sounds absurd when you step back and look at it. Having to prove myself against someone I already dominated on 21 days of preparation. During our matchup, I completely controlled all 3 rounds without allowing a single takedown. His entire strategy revolved around wrestling, especially coming from Islam's camp, but he simply could not bring me down. Immediately after the victory, an unforgettable moment unfolded as a fan handed me a massive leprechaun hat from the crowd, which I proudly wore while delivering a legendary post-fight promo. I called out Ian Garry and told everyone to tune in to watch the elite talent in the world. Controlling the narrative like that is incredible. Truthfully, fear does not enter my mind regarding anything he brings to the table. Choosing mixed martial arts as my career meant accepting every dangerous possibility, including getting knocked out, because taking those precise hazards is the only path to becoming a global champion. My preparation involves dissecting every potential scenario that could occur inside the cage, ensuring absolute readiness for whatever comes my way. Islam Makhachev's talent level is indisputable. At 29-1, he reigns as a 2-division title holder and stands as the most accomplished lightweight ruler in organization history with the most title defenses. Now holding the welterweight belt after stepping up a weight class, he currently shares the record for the longest ongoing winning streak in the UFC. Should he win this upcoming bout, he will set a brand new mark for consecutive victories. Standing across from the top pound-for-pound competitor on earth, who is actively chasing historical records, is precisely the ultimate test I need to demonstrate my supremacy.
The worst that you see when you look ahead to Makhachev?
The absolute worst outcome is getting pinned down for 25 minutes in an uninspiring contest. His wrestling and grappling are world-class, allowing him to smother opponents like a heavy blanket until movement becomes impossible, which is boring for the athlete, the opponent, and the audience alike. That exact tactical control secured his championship belt. But mixed martial arts is a sport driven heavily by recent memory, where fan perception swings rapidly with every result. Too many athletes compete out of fear of defeat rather than pursuing victory. As long as I leave everything in the cage trying to win, I can walk away with pride knowing I gave my all. Though defeat will not occur simply because my skill level is superior.
Ian Garry has finally revealed the game plan he believes can do what almost nobody thinks is possible: beat Islam Makhachev. While most challengers focus on surviving the champion, Garry claims he's identified weaknesses others have completely missed. It's a bold statement that has already divided the MMA world, as the biggest fight of his career draws closer. The Irish contender isn't backing down. He believes Islam isn't as unbeatable as everyone thinks, and insists he has the skills to expose the champion on the biggest stage. If Garry is right, UFC history could be about to change. But what exactly has he discovered that makes him so confident? Let's hear it directly from Ian Garry.
Ledge, can we talk about, as the fight approaches, when you're in camp, what finding those 1% actually looks like for you, the places that you have to put yourself to be doing more than anybody else?
It might surprise people to hear this, but that crucial 1% advantage often comes from dialing things back through proper rest, genuine recovery, and happiness. Finding fulfillment in daily life acts as a true performance enhancer. Cherishing moments alongside my wife, children, relatives, and close friends keeps me balanced, and simply playing outside in the yard with my younger brother leaves me feeling completely refreshed.
Looking at your watch thinking, another hour of sparring and I'll be even fitter, even stronger, even more prepared.
Even during an intense fight preparation, my schedule consists of a single rigorous training session per day, roughly 5 times weekly. Every single time I step onto the mat, I dedicate maximum effort toward a specific technical target designed to meet my own high standards. That final edge is built upon proper nutrition, rest, quality sleep, shared laughter, and meaningful friendships. Because every personal habit impacts overall performance. Performing at a world-class level during sparring means nothing if I am failing as a partner at home. Because bringing negative energy into the cage is detrimental. Whereas surrounding myself with positivity and being a great husband brings out my absolute best.
So you have balance even in camp. No fighter I've ever spoken to has balance in camp, and you know that from your background.
The core issue you are describing right there really boils down to financial incentive and revenue. This path is my lifestyle, not something I turn on and off only when a scheduled bout appears. As a true professional athlete, I maintain constant readiness, which explains why 3 of the most significant matchups in my entire career arrived on brief notice, including my professional debut back on February 16, 2021, in Liverpool on just a single week's preparation against a dangerous competitor. I accepted what was arguably the toughest test of my journey on 21 days' notice against Shavkat Rakhmonov, an undefeated finisher sitting at 18 wins with 18 stoppages when everyone else hesitated.
Ian Garry's confidence goes far beyond bold predictions or pre-fight mind games. Behind the scenes, he's following a meticulous strategy that he believes could neutralize one of the most dominant champions in MMA. Instead of only studying how to beat Islam Makhachev, Garry begins every training camp by asking a far more dangerous question: how can I lose? He carefully breaks down every possible scenario where Islam could gain the upper hand. From relentless takedowns and suffocating top control to the smallest technical details inside the cage. Every weakness is studied, every escape rehearsed, and every defensive reaction drilled until it becomes second nature. Garry's goal is simple but incredibly ambitious: leave nothing to chance. He wants to step into the octagon believing there isn't a single technique, position, or surprise Makhachev can throw at him that he hasn't already prepared for. If that preparation holds up under the brightest lights, this fight could unfold very differently than most fans expect.
Он очень такой, так скажем, на нашем сленге, опытный волчара. Он сильно держит. Если даже и взять, брать в сторону борьбу, мое мнение, что Ислам даже чисто в боксе перебьет, в тайском боксе. Нету таких аспектов, где Ислам не уступает.
If anyone knows what it takes to become unstoppable, it's Khabib Nurmagomedov. And according to him, Islam Makhachev isn't someone who trains lightly. He thrives on the hardest sessions imaginable. Deep in the mountains, every run, every grind, and every brutal workout is designed to eliminate weakness. Khabib believes that when fight night arrives, Islam's greatest weapon won't just be his skill. It will be the suffering he's already conquered.
Once an opponent is locked in, my preparation begins by analyzing potential vulnerabilities and worst-case scenarios, asking how they might exploit opportunities to claim victory. Whether their strategy involves ground control or creating chaotic exchanges that require sharp footwork and defensive awareness to reset, I systematically prepare for each threat so that my mind is completely battle-tested as fight night approaches.
Most fighters spend training camps searching for ways to beat the champion. Ian Garry starts somewhere far more dangerous. Before thinking about victory, he obsesses over every possible way he could lose to Islam Makhachev. Every weakness is exposed, every worst-case scenario is rehearsed, and every escape is drilled until it becomes instinct. Garry believes that's the only way to survive against a champion like Islam. But is this mindset enough to shock the MMA world? Let's hear Ian explain it himself.
By the time fight week is 7 days away, my output, pace, and mental sharpness reach unmatched levels, leaving training partners exhausted because my movement feels completely uninhibited. Having already envisioned and prepared for the absolute hardest obstacles possible, every passing moment builds unshakable confidence in my readiness.
After analyzing every possible danger Islam Makhachev can bring, Ian Garry believes he's already prepared for the worst-case scenario. But according to Garry, that preparation has created something even more dangerous: a level of confidence that keeps growing as fight night gets closer. And he believes when the cage door closes, he will be ready for anything Islam brings.
Fighting feels like my true calling in this life, almost as if higher guidance takes over once the cage door closes and aligns circumstances in my favor. Without questioning the underlying mechanics, I simply embrace the joy of fulfilling my purpose, fully aware that my journey is far from over.
So where does fear sit then? Because I look at Makhachev. He's had 5-round title fights. He's defended belts. He's moved weight classes. He's beaten champions. You've never fought for a UFC world title.
This contest pits a seasoned veteran who has achieved every major milestone against a rising contender stepping into this premier spotlight for the very first time.
There must be fear.
I mean, no.
But Gary's confidence isn't only built on training and strategy. He believes there is something deeper driving him toward this moment. While many fighters might feel pressure facing a champion like Islam Makhachev, Gary says fear has no place in his mind. He believes he was made for these moments, and now he's ready to prove it against one of MMA's most dominant fighters.
Can we talk about, as the fight approaches, when you're in camp, what finding those 1% actually looks like for you, the places that you have to put yourself to be doing more than anybody else?
It may sound counterintuitive to many, but capturing that extra 1% edge comes down to practicing moderation, prioritizing true recovery, and inviting joy into daily life. Quality time spent alongside my wife and children, as well as relaxing with close relatives, renews my spirit, and playing outdoors with my young son provides an undeniable boost.
Looking at your watch thinking another hour of sparring and I'll be even fitter, even stronger, even more prepared.
My training regimen consists of one single high-intensity session per day, roughly 5 days a week even during fight camp, where I bring complete focus and dedication to the mat.
While Ian Garry believes his mindset gives him confidence against Islam Makhachev, he says the smallest details could create the biggest advantage. But his approach to finding that extra 1% may surprise fans. Instead of simply pushing his body harder, Garry believes recovery, balance, and protecting his mental state are just as important. He says enjoying time with his family and avoiding burnout allows him to return stronger, sharp, and more prepared. But will this unique approach be enough against a champion like Islam? Let's hear his explanation.
Босиком специально босиком брать, чтобы не подскользнулась нога случайно, даже в носках нельзя. Еще ты дерешься же, босиком у тебя полностью должна нога чувствовать землю.
And I'm telling you right now, this fight for Islam Makhachev may be a lot harder than what people think. Given all of the accolades that Islam Makhachev has, it's easy to just dismiss Ian Garry and say, listen, he's got to just run right through him. Okay, you could send him to Dagestan or Georgia for 20 years and still forget all of it.
But while Ian Garry believes he has the tools to shock the world, many still question whether anyone can truly overcome Islam Makhachev's dominance. His championship experience, elite grappling, and years of proving himself at the highest level have made him one of MMA's most feared fighters. However, some experts believe this matchup may not be as one-sided as people expect. However,
Ian Garry, he's a bit of a weird one, right? Like, he's a difficult guy to fight, difficult guy to look good against. He's long, he's rangy, he's pretty strategic in there. How do you feel like he matches up with Islam Makhachev?
He does well with Islam on the stand-up because he's rangy, he's tricky, all those. But on the ground, he doesn't. He does okay, but he doesn't survive on the ground. I don't think. I mean, well, okay, he might survive 5 rounds, but he won't get the best of Islam on the ground. That I'm 100% sure.
for Islam Makhachev's team, the biggest question isn't whether Ian Garry is talented. It's whether he can survive where Islam is most dangerous. Javier Mendez believes Garry has the skills to compete on the feet, but once the fight hits the ground, he sees a completely different challenge waiting. And according to him, that could be the deciding factor of this entire fight. As the final days before UFC 330 continue to build the tension, one thing has become clear. This fight between Ian Machado Garry and Islam Makhachev is far more than a simple champion versus contender matchup. It represents two completely different philosophies colliding inside the octagon. On one side, you have Islam Makhachev, a fighter who has spent years building reputation as one of the most complete and dangerous champions in MMA history. His pressure, grappling, and ability to control opponents have overwhelmed some of the best fighters in the world. With Khabib Nurmagomedov and Javier Mendez pushing him through another intense training camp, Islam believes he is prepared for anything Garry can bring. But on the other side stands Ian Garry, a fighter who refuses to believe he is just another challenger waiting for his chance. Garry's confidence comes from preparation, strategy, and his belief that he has already studied every possible path Islam can use to win. He isn't just preparing to survive. He believes he has discovered the formula to expose the champion. The biggest question now remains: is Garry's confidence a sign of a fighter ready to create history? Or will Islam once again prove why he is considered one of the greatest in the sport? Because when that cage door closes, all the predictions, opinions, and doubts disappear. It will come down to skill, endurance, and who can handle the pressure when everything is on the line.